Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I am fixing to paint this little bird that I engraved on this hair Barrett or shawl pen, whichever you want to use them for. I had done a hummingbird on one, put it on the Etsy store, and it sold. So now I'm going to do a little bluebird on this one. And I got some new paints that I'm going to try out here on this to see how they work out. I think they're going to be real pretty from what I've seen of them so far. And we'll give this a shot here and see how this works out. Now, I'm recording this. I know a lot of people, they see live because, see, I record it live, but I record it live private, and then I put it up public when I want it to go up. So I'm recording this. The Super Bowl pregame thing is on over on the TV, and I've got the audio killed on it, so I don't get no copyright strikes or do-betters or nothing from the YouTube police. But got that going here, and gonna fix this up, and then I've got some modding to do on a show tonight, and then I've got some Etsy to put up tonight, and I've got another Twitch show to do tonight, and I got a Twitch show at 3 p.m. on Monday Eastern time, and my live show here on YouTube at 8 p.m. Monday Eastern time. So I hope that y'all stay tuned for all the fun stuff that I've got in store coming up. One thing I wanted to show you, if you're watching this, that you might be interested in, I did some bigger washers with the PBO paint. Maybe you can see them a little bit better. It's still not coming through as clear as it ought to come through on that camera. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus in on that and show that nice and clear, but the selling that it did on these is really cool. Here's another one that I did. Maybe I twisted a little bit in the light to be able to see it, but the cells on those really came out pretty. Now these don't have resin on them yet. I've just got the PBO done up on them. That one's really cool. That was done with white and red and black in the PBO fantasy paint. So got them curing, and a day or so I'll put the resin to them, let that dry, and then I'll get the cords on them, and they'll go up on Etsy as well. The other ones are about to go up on Etsy. I got the pictures took. We just got to get the descriptions done, all that fun stuff. But right now we're going to deal with this. And the first thing that I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put just a tad of this. You know, I can't find the doggone thing. I cleaned up in here a while ago, and everything that I want is not where I need it to be. It's done gone off. I'm gonna put a little of this 49 on there, and this is specifically made for this paint that I'm using, and it's supposed to really help it attach to things and do what it's supposed to do. So we'll just put a little of that on there. It dries really quick. And since that's leather, of course, it's going to show up there wet for a little bit. But we'll put a little of that 49 on there, just a drop or two. And then I'm gonna start with my Gourd Master soft beige and maybe a little of the espresso color to do those little limbs with. And I'm using the micro brush because this is just a little teeny tiny design. We'll put one drop of each down there, and that's going to be way more than enough to do what we're going to do. So we'll start with the beige, and I'm even going to wipe a little bit of that off. Because I don't want it to pool on there. Well, maybe it took a little too much off. We'll put a little more on. There we go. Just do the little twigs. Wipe that off. Just get a little bit of this color. I'm just going to touch that on there just a little bit. I'm going to wipe that off. Completely wiped off so that it's clean. Now we're going to take this and just blend it. Just blend it. A little knot there on that branch. We're going to pull that right up there on that knot. Pull it right down here. Into this little piece trailing off. There we go. Now that's all the brown we're going to need. So I'm going to block that up. Just like that. All right. And I'm going to put those colors, make sure the lids are on good. Put them back in the caddy over here. Off to the side. All right. Now, we've got some little leaves there. And I've got a couple shades of green. I got that color green. And I got this color green. And I don't know, I think I'm going to go with the lighter shade on this. I don't think it needs the emerald on there. That's a little harsh for this sweet little bird. So we'll put the emerald back in the caddy. We've only got 2 little leaves there. We just need a little smidge of paint. Put a little paint in them leaves. Now this is an iridescent paint. It is Gourdmaster paint. Got this from Wilburn Farms. And there's a bunch of different shades in this. It's a metallic paint. And I thought that would look really pretty on the little bird and make it really shine on this piece. Because when you're wearing hair barrettes, you want them to look like a piece of jewelry. You want them to really show up and embellish your hairdo. Excuse me. Still got a little sinus going on from that rumpus that I went through there at Christmas. Now, I've got a couple shades of blue. I've got a steel blue, and I've got this ocean mist. They complement each other really well. A bluebird should be kind of a bright blue, but it's going to have a little shadowing. And that's why I pulled out the steel blue there. So we're going to, well, it's got a little seal on there. Well, maybe that's just paint. Push that back down in the bottle. Here, let me wipe my brush off now. I did that. And let's put the lid back on that and shake the daylights out of it. Get that mixed up. It's settled. Sometimes you got to shake the daylights out of it. That's looking much better. So we're going to use the ocean blue, and then we're going to put in the shadowing with the steel blue. So Just get a little bit of that. Just a touch off the brush. We're just going to come in around the edge of him. And again, this is a metallic paint, so it's really going to make my little bird shine. Take it right down into that tail, right along them feathers on the tail. Since it's kind of iridescent, see, my marks will show through it good where I engraved. Right there at the top of his little head. Get this wing over here. See, where the paint's a little dark, we'll just pull some of that off of it and move it. Don't see bluebirds around as much here as what we used to. I used to see them once in a while. And now I see a blue jay occasionally, but don't see little bluebirds. Little finch. Songbird finch out in the yard in the summertime. Have some cardinals that love to visit me. Make sure we get him all covered there. Okay. Kind of twisting my head a little bit in the light here to make sure that I got all the edges covered good. I hate getting a piece to where I think it's done and then finding out that, oh, you missed a little spot here or there. It's generally right on the edges. So we'll get right into the edges. Try to get the edges without going over the lines. Okay, now wipe off the brush. We're done with that shade of blue. So I'm going to get that off the desk, out of the way. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of the steel blue for the shading. Now, he should have a little shading right there underneath the wing. He should have a little shading right under his head. There should be a little shading right there at the top of that wing. Should be a little shading right there on the back of him underneath the tail. There at the back of his belly. We'll put just a touch right along the edge of the wings. And he should have just a touch of shading right there under his head. Get that right there. Oops, guess I don't have it up there where you can see it, do I? Hope I didn't do the whole thing that way. And there it is. Now, we got to do his legs and his beak and his eyeball. Now, we're going to give him a silver eyeball. Just a touch of this silver paint right here. Just a smidge. Drop that in there for the eye. Make his eye bright, shiny silver. There we go. Wipe my brush off. Put the silver away. We'll put the blue away. And that takes us down to the gold that we're going to use for the beak and the leg. Get the gold open up here. There's a prettiest gold. Like I say, it's metallic. I'm going to take just a smidge of that off of there because I don't want that to pool in these little teeny tiny places. We'll put just a smidge right there at the beak. And then we'll take and just dab right down the leg. And his little foot on the branch. All right. So now we've got him painted. Right there. So if you like what we're doing here, give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media so everybody gets to see how we do this pretty painting. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you as a subscriber on the channel. And I guess then there's only one thing, well, two things left to say. Go check out the Etsy store, see all the pretty things that I've got up on Etsy. And don't forget to subscribe to me. And that way you'll ring the bell and get all the alerts on when I do shows and when I put them up so you can see firsthand everything that I'm doing. And we'll make you as crafty as Brenda. Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.